America just celebrated 250 years of independence. But some of the strangest chapters of its history were almost erased. A day the sun disappeared at noon. A war with exactly one casualty. A river that ran backward. These aren't legends. They're real. And story number 6 is the one even skeptics can't fully explain. 1. The Dark Day. May 19th, 1780. It's mid-morning in New England. The sky starts to darken. Not like a storm, like someone turning down a dial. By noon, it's black as midnight. Roosters crow like it's night. Birds go silent. People can't see their own hands. Church bells start ringing, not for service, for panic. Colonists think Judgment Day has arrived. Connecticut's legislature is in session when the room goes dark. Lawmakers demand to adjourn and pray. One man refuses. He says if it's the end of the world, he'd rather be doing his job. Bring candles. Keep going. The darkness lasts for hours. That night, witnesses say the moon turns blood red. Nobody in 1780 can explain it. Scientists wouldn't understand it for another 200 years. The cause? Massive wildfires burning far to the north, trapped low by a rare weather pattern. But that day, all anyone knew was that the sun had gone out. 2. The Year Without a Summer, 1816. Snow falls in June, in Vermont, in New Hampshire. In the middle of summer, frost kills crops in July. Rivers freeze overnight in August. Farmers watch their harvests die in the field. People call it 1800 and froze to death. Preachers call it divine punishment. Nobody knows the real cause, because news traveled slowly back then. The actual reason was 10,000 miles away. A volcano in Indonesia had erupted the year before. The most powerful eruption ever recorded. Ash spread across the entire planet. It blocked the sun. Here's the twist almost nobody knows. That same freak weather trapped a young writer named Mary Shelley indoors in Switzerland that summer. Too cold and stormy to go outside, she and her friends made up ghost stories to pass the time. That's the summer she started writing Frankenstein. 3. The Mississippi ran backward, 1811 to 1812. Near New Madrid, Missouri, the earth starts shaking. And it doesn't stop. For months. It remains the strongest earthquake sequence ever recorded east of the Rockies. Survivors say the ground rolled like ocean waves. The earth cracked open and swallowed trees. Entire islands vanished under the river. And then something almost impossible happens. Witnesses say the force was strong enough to make the Mississippi River flow backward. New lakes formed overnight. The shaking was felt over 1,000 miles away, in Boston, where church bells reportedly rang on their own. 4. The Toledo War, 1835 to 1836. Ohio and Michigan both claim the same strip of land. Both call up their militias. Armed men march to the border, ready for war. For months, it's a real standoff. Patrols clash, arrests happen. And after nearly a year of armed conflict, the entire war produces one injury. A sheriff's deputy, stabbed with a penknife. Congress settles it by giving Ohio the land. Michigan gets a consolation prize instead. A frozen strip up north everyone thinks is worthless. Decades later, that worthless land turns out to sit on massive deposits of copper and iron. Michigan wins by losing. 5. The Cardiff Giant, 1869. Workers digging a well in New York hit something huge. A 10-foot stone figure, a petrified man. Word spreads fast. People travel across the country to see it. Newspapers call it proof of biblical giants. Preachers argue about it from the pulpit. It's completely fake. A cigar manufacturer named George Hull secretly carved it and buried it, just to win an argument with a preacher about whether giants were real. Even after it's exposed as a hoax, people keep paying to see it. P.T. Barnum wants to buy it. The owners say no. So Barnum builds his own fake version of the fake giant and displays that instead. Two hoaxes of the same hoax, both making money in the same year. 6. The Georgia Guidestones, 1980 to 2022. In 1980, a man walks into a granite company in rural Georgia. He wants to commission a massive monument, almost 20 feet tall. He gives a fake name, R.C. Christian. He pays entirely in cash. He tells the company he'll never reveal who he really is. Here's the detail most videos leave out. One person did know his real identity: the local bank manager who handled the payments, sworn to permanent secrecy under the agreement. He took that secret to his grave. The finished monument gets engraved in 8 languages with instructions for rebuilding civilization after a catastrophe. For decades, almost nobody notices it. Then, in the 2000s and 10s, conspiracy theories branded a blueprint for population control. In 2022, an explosion partially destroys it in the middle of the night. Security cameras catch only a fleeing car. Days later, the county quietly demolishes what's left. Nobody has ever been charged. Nobody has ever confirmed who built it. 2 mysteries, 1 monument, both unsolved. 7. The Bell Witch, 1817 to 1821. A Tennessee farm family starts reporting something in their house: scratching in the walls, whispers, blankets pulled off sleeping children by invisible hands. Here's what makes this case different from typical ghost stories. It wasn't just the family who reported it. Local court records and sworn witness statements from neighbors, visitors, even skeptics who came specifically to disprove it described the same voice, the same events, across 4 straight years. Doctors of the time examined the father, John Bell, before his sudden death in 1820 and couldn't explain his symptoms. Some witnesses blamed the entity directly. Even skeptics who came to debunk it left without an explanation. According to local county history, a young general named Andrew Jackson visited the farm out of curiosity and allegedly left in a hurry, saying he'd rather fight the British Army again. No one has ever explained what happened on that farm. 8. Mothman and the Silver Bridge, 1966 to 1967. In Point Pleasant, West Virginia, over 100 people report seeing a strange creature. Winged, man-sized, glowing red eyes. Local papers name it Mothman. Sightings continue for about a year. Then, on December 15, 1967, the town's main bridge collapses during rush hour. 46 people die. Afterward, residents connect the collapse to the sightings. They believe the creature was trying to warn them. Engineers later find the real cause: a single failed piece of steel. But the legend never dies. The town still holds a Mothman festival every year.
250 years, and this country still has stories it's never fully explained. A sky that went dark, a war with 1 casualty, a monument with 2 unsolved mysteries. Which one didn't you know about? Tell me the number below. And if you want the next batch of forgotten American history, subscribe.